All right, I have cleaned the floor. I had all these brand new parts over here. I had all the old parts over here. I had the battery and some return parts there, um, and a whole bunch of tools and trash and boxes and stuff from all the new stuff. So it's clean. The stage we're at right now is the tractor's ignition is totally done. I've got a 12-volt battery here. I have a 12-volt coil here. I have a 12-volt distributor here. That's a lie. It's not necessarily 12 volts. Doesn't matter. It's actually like 4,000 volts. Anyways, so ignition's done. Brand new plugs, brand new wires. It does have spark. It is timed. It is it's ready to go basically as far as spark. What we need now, while doing the spark, the starter had a little issue where a piece fell off into the transmission housing or the bell housing area. So we need to get the steering box out because that opens up a big hole right here where I can reach in, grab those parts. But I'm just going to take the hood off, the gas tank off, the radiator off, and that steering box. It's going to be, I'm basically having to take a step back right now, and I think it's going to help in the end to take this step back, so that's why I'm doing it. But all this is now going to be right here, and then everything here is going to be so easy to work on. It's just that I didn't want to have to do that yet. I wanted to get it running and driving and drive it around and like listen to it and feel it and see what's wrong and mess with a few things before tearing it down for paint. But I'm just going to go ahead and tear it down. Hood's coming off today. Ain't no way around it. I am not okay with leaving parts of that starter Bendix down in the transmission housing. I'm not comfortable doing that, so let's tear it apart. Alright guys, well, good news and bad news. I got this steering box off, gearbox off, and I do see an O-ring down there, but I don't see the other part of the Bendix, I don't think. I'm not sure, so I'm going to go around digging in there. That's the clutch right there. It's actually pretty neat to be able to see that. So that's the back of the clutch that you see at the very front that these springs are attaching to up there. Actually, here we go. This might be really cool. Yeah, that's really cool to see this. Okay. Ready, guys? You're going to be upside down, but I'm pressing the clutch, and you can see that throwout bearing going forward and releasing the clutch. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to go digging for parts. I see an O-ring right. You can't see it. I'll get it. All right, just spent 2 hours doing this and this, only to get those. Those are the opposite pieces of this. And so my starter, that piece on the tip of the starter, that piece on the shaft of the starter is called the Bendix. B-E-N-D-I-X. I don't know what it means or if it's a word or anything. That's what it's called though. That exploded in here, in there, and shot pieces all into what normally is a Sherman 2-speed transmission on what I'm most used to. I wonder if this is more common actually. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I thought that the Shermans were more common. Maybe they're not. I don't remember. But that would be right here. Right in front of your 4-speed. You'd have a 2-speed gearbox. Anyways, there's a hollow cavity here. And there's pieces. And there's a big spinning flywheel and a clutch that you don't want those pieces to get into. and they were just sitting down in there. So they're out now. We're good now. We needed to take this stuff off anyways, eventually. I just didn't want to do it yet, but it's done now. Everything's going to be easier now. It's just not going to look as cool and complete now. And it's going to make it's going to make me be more thorough with my rebuild, but I kind of want to fully restore this thing anyways, so let's just do it. All right, guys, I got, where did it go? A new starter for this tractor. Let's put it on there. Dude, I'm seriously, like, I cannot believe that I had to remove all of that to get those two little, I literally had to get that out of there. And I had to do all of this to that just to get those out of there. It's crazy. Bought a new starter. It has a new style Bendix or starter drive, which is good. They're made better evidently than these that explode, so that's good. And like I said, the starters themselves are built very well. It'll be fine. I love this. 6 or 12 volts. That's cool. That means I'm built for 12 volts and I can also run 6. So that's great. I don't know, let's put this thing on.
I was told not to do what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to not do it. And that is to rotate, they said it's very tempting to rotate this Bendix.
It has been a doozy of a day. There you go. That's coming out of there. Yeah, I put coolant in here because I've actually been getting pretty far and I've been getting a little bit of spark, and I put a new starter in this thing and I decided to turn it over and use some ether to see if it would fire. It did. I soon found out that the new starter had some issues. I actually already fixed those. Just, it's not even worth mentioning. It was dumb, and I fixed their bad product. It's fine. I do like their Bendix, their starter drive. I think it works very well. I actually think that once it breaks in, it's going to work even better. What's leaking right now? The problem that I'm having is a water jacket. A freeze plug. And those freeze plugs allow water jackets to expand if you don't have the right coolant in your block. If it freezes, like if this thing's out in the field and it freezes overnight, your block isn't going to expand with ice and crack. That happens all the time if you didn't know that. So there's freeze plugs that will pop out. They also will rust over time. These rusted, this has got a hole in it, so I've never dealt with these. And so what I'm doing is I'm catching all the coolant that I just put in the radiator, and I guess I'll strain it out with a coffee filter because it's got all kinds of dirt in it, so that's good. That'll help the, lubricity and cooling properties of the coolant. What else? I already drained my brand new battery like all the way down in trying to crank this thing over, but it's good. We're making progress a little bit at a time. Like, there's nothing that could really stop our progress, so we're doing good. I'm pissed. I mean, that starter's been in and out 3 times already for different issues. This has to come out every time as well as that. So it's just really a big ordeal. I'm quitting for the day. And hey, kitty cat. I got one of my buddies coming in the garage. Come here. Anyways, we got a long way to go on this thing. I'm quitting for today, and my phone has some storage issues, so I think I'm going to start working on video number 1, get all those together, get all that footage off of here, and then work on video number 2 going, and go from there. So it's a big project, but one step at a time. So I hope that y'all liked that video. We did make good progress. I was glad to get down in that and be able to see inside that compartment, mess with my steering a little bit. Parts that I wouldn't have messed with had we not torn the whole hood off of this tractor. So it was kind of nice to have an excuse to tear everything apart. I got about 78 more wasp nests out of this thing, so that was good. I don't know, maybe we can go sell those for a couple bucks a piece or something to make some money back. But otherwise, this thing's just coming along good. I've actually had it running. I've actually driven it around the block, so it does run and drive. I've already found out some more problems though, so we'll get into those in the next videos. I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all contributing funds to this project. The GoFundMe is already, y'all can like stop. Y'all can stop contributing actually. I'll tell you when we need more money, but right now we're good, so thank you, good job. I don't see anything too expensive coming our way. Paint will cost a little bit. Clutch, I think we might need a clutch, and I also don't think our hydraulics work for the 3-point lift. We're gonna get it running a little bit better. We still need to put our alternator conversion kit on. Currently, this thing's totally converted to 12 volts. Starts, cranks, runs on 12 volts, but it doesn't have a charging system. I've still got the 6-volt generator on there just to hold the belt on to drive the water pump and the fan. So we're gonna get an alternator soon and then hook up our wiring and then make some really tidy wire looms because I'm super picky with wiring and there's like 5 wires on this entire tractor. So we need to make some nice pretty wiring management and tuck it all away. I don't want to see any wires on this dang thing. So then we'll move farther backwards and we'll get gauges right, we'll get switches going, we'll get some brakes going, get some hydraulics going. Yeah, then we'll get some paint eventually, someday. Hope y'all like this. We'll see you very soon on some more working and tinkering and wrenching on old Smokin' Susie. Sally. Don't tell her I said that. Squeaky Susie was her sister, and she's gone. But Smokin' Sally is here, and she's liking it, and I'm liking her. So, hope y'all are enjoying all this. We'll see ya. Bye!